Hey everybody, what's up? So Vampyre Mike of SEGA universe was talking about his Sega Saturn games. And wait, hold on, was that? I mean, I said it wrong. Yes, it was his Sega Saturn video games. And one of the things that he ended up mentioning was Scud the Disposable Assassin. I've never played the games, but I've read this monstrosity, Scud the whole shebang. There are a few spin-offs which I wouldn't mind getting my hands on. What it basically follows is Scud is like this assassin that is bought from a vending machine. No lie. And the world that it takes place in is like this mixture of like alien, robots, humans, type monstrosity things. It's really interesting. The guy who wrote this was part of a group called the Dead Lives. Now, the reason I mention this is they did this piece called Dungeons and Dragons 2, where it's kind of like poking fun at people who play it. It's humorous. It's not really against D&D, but you can kind of see the guy's humor in this. It's 24 issues all in one, heavy as you know what. Like that's how thick it is. So Scud basically is sent out to do this mission. And the problem with Scud units is once they terminate their victim, their mark, whatever you want to call them, they terminate. So Scud finds this out and he's not happy about it. So he decides, screw it, I'm going to find a way to live. And he does. The only thing is, him staying alive is basically expensive because keeping the thing he was sent to destroy alive is expensive. They like in the world they say, what is it? They call them like Frankensteins, which like these corners out of Frankenstein. Rather expensive, which is one is how much a Scud costs. And I love this part where he's holding up a sign. I wish I could show this. Where is it? No, I can't show it that good because of the light. I wish I could. Let me see. It almost kind of reminds me of Deadpool a little bit. Where he's holding the sign that says, "We'll kill for money." It just makes it, every time I see it, it makes me laugh. I've wanted to get the action figures, but unfortunately they're kind of expensive. Read it quite a few times. The really interesting thing about it is you don't know half the time, like, what's going on in this world? Why are these things, the way they are? I guess, like, at one point, he finds this creature, like, it's all zippers, and it can just pull just, like, random stuff out of itself. It's insane. It's like they got, what was it? One of them that kind of looks like Catwoman, but she's got weird tentacles, pig-headed people, like monster, zombies, you name it. And is it worth it? If you like weird stuff, weird humor, it kind of, in a sick way, parts of it remind me a little bit of Deadpool. Not much, but kind of in that way. The funny thing is, like, I don't know why it happened. I'm driving. I was in one town. I lived in one town where, like, if you wanted to go to the next biggest city, it's like an hour away. So you had to plan your trip. So we go to the comic book store, and I'm like, I go in there, and they have this. Like, yay! So I get it. Now remember, this thing is hefty. So for whatever reason, I don't know why, it gets put up on the dashboard. Now keep in mind, I'm the one driving. And it slides off, hits my ex. She's mad. It gets put back up there. I don't know why it didn't end up in the back seat. Gets put up on there, slides up, and she goes, if this thing hits me one more time, I'm throwing it out the window. I'm like, just put it in the back seat. Took me forever to read it. I don't know, like, how some of these things get their names. Like, one of the guy who, once this thing Scud is sent to kill, They call him, what is it, Mr. Spider God. And they go through this thing of like how many people it took to try to kill this thing that Scud's hired to kill. And I think it's called the Heartbreaker model. It's just one of those weird things. But yeah, if you like weird stuff, you want a big comic book, take a long time to read it. It is best to buy this copy because otherwise a lot of the stuff is extremely expensive. It's running me about $30. I think it's still that much, probably a little bit cheaper online. Dead Alewives, look it up. The guy who wrote this, Rob. Where is it? Hold on. Shrub? Not sure how to pronounce that. That's part of a group called the Dead Alewives, who you have to look up like Dead Alewives D&D. It's funny, great comedy. They said apparently he's worked on a lot of other stuff. But yeah, I'm planning on. I found out after Mike mentioned this, looking up the comic book, I found that there's like some spin-offs. I kind of want to see if I can get my hands on a couple of them at least. The only thing that I should probably mention is, other than the humor, the violence might be a little over the top for some people, which is kind of like what I said, it's a little bit on the Deadpool side with like some of the stuff for being a little bit over the top, but yeah. Sorry, I thought I noticed something. So check it out if you want. Thank you, Mike, for mentioning that. I know there's another game. If I could emulate them, I would, because I would love to play those to see what they're like. So thank you again, Mike. Appreciate it. Talk to y'all later. Take care.